Hello everybody, welcome back to part 7. This video is going to start with me working on my transfer case that I had problems with in the end of the last episode. I got everything fixed. Y'all see that in this video. I'm very happy about it. I had some serious struggles with that transfer case. And hopefully in this video is going to take a while like all the rest of them have. But hopefully in this video, y'all will get to see my truck with a Cummins and the new transmission in it and running and possibly even driving. Not on the road. I mean on the, like it would be on the, just around our house. But hopefully in this video that's what y'all get to see. Hopefully you enjoy it, and let's get into it as I stop the video and it takes forever. Okay, here, I've got all my pieces of the transfer case laid out here. And hopefully today, this is the third try? Hopefully I can get this transfer case put back together today, finally. But, here, let me get a hold of y'all and I'll, this will be a different piece of the video, I guess. Okay, here we go. This is all of the parts for the transfer case. And right here, I showed y'all I got the that bearing in. That was a interesting process. And then this bearing, this blind bearing right here, told y'all I need to get that one out. And well, I showed y'all, or I'm going to show y'all how I got that out. That was taken on a different day. I'm gonna have to put that in this video somehow. But that was a pain. There's a lot of stuff that went into getting that bearing out. Broken tools, welders, using broken tools, multiple people helping me, and several days working on that to get that out. But finally I got it out, and now I got all this junk in here. I gotta clean that out, and then we can start reassembling this transfer case. So I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna use the other one when it's got a shock absorber because I'm sitting it on carpet.
Mm-hmm. It went. Do it right.
It sat all the way down in. And it's not broken. Whoa, it got hot really fast. But it still spins, so.
Is that all? It doesn't.
Hallelujah! Ah, that took way too long. Ah.
All right, we got it all cleaned out, and here's our new bearing. And I'm gonna get started pressing this bearing in, and then that'll be the last bearing, and all the pieces can go back together. So hopefully, once that's done, we can actually test fit all this stuff up to the transmission. And once it's hooked to the transmission, I need a little bit more money. That always seems to be the problem. But a little bit more money, I can get my adapter plates, and we can get this engine, transmission, transfer case, everything put together, get some drive shafts, and I should be able to move this thing. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on next, getting this bearing pushed in, and then reassembling this transfer case. Well, hallelujah. It's all put back together, y'all. I did have some trouble with these seals. I don't know if you can see it or not, but when I pushed the case back on, it rolled the seal out. But if I can't get that one to work, I ended up getting 2 seal kits for this transfer case, so I have plenty of seals. But it is all back together, and I'm going to turn this rear shaft. That shaft over there spins. Everything spins. So I think, get these seals done, we're going to try to hook this transfer case up to the transmission. What do y'all think? Well, I'm going to do that. So let me go get those seals and we can figure this out. And after long last, it is done. The engine and the transmission are together. I tried it The transmission, actually, I shifted the gears in the transmission and watched the transfer case spin. Transmission's good. Transfer case is hooked up. Finally. It's been probably a month almost since I tore that transfer case apart. It's back together. Everything works. And now I think my next project is getting my adapter placed for the engine to hook it from the engine transmission. And then we can put it in here. And then we'll try and start it once we get it in here. But yeah, that's probably what the next piece of the video is going to be about. So y'all hang on for that. Okay, I'm going to let y'all in on what I've been doing. As you can see, I painted a few things. I painted the compressor housing on my turbo. I painted my valve covers. I painted my intake horn. And I painted my timing cover, my timing gear cover. And while I was doing that, I had the cover off. I did the killer dowel pin fix, and I put new gaskets in the timing cover. And I got some cheap fluid and put in that transfer case, and I was spinning it. Hopefully, if there's any junk in there. Hopefully, I was going to flush it out, and I'm going to dump that out, and then get good fluid for the transmission and transfer case. But what I really wanted to show y'all was over here. That seat wasn't there before. I'm going to show y'all where it came from. Well, this looks different. I pulled the seat out, I rolled the carpet back, and the reason I did that is because you see the transmission tunnel right there? That's an automatic transmission tunnel, and it's a lot lower than a manual transmission tunnel. So the manual transmission, when you put it in here, will not fit. So what you have to do is you have to cut that out and cut the one out of the manual truck and graft it in here. And then you can lay your carpet back down and you put your seat back in. So I did that and then found half a ton of dirt underneath, so I decided to clean it all out, and then I'm gonna start working on possibly cutting out that floor pan and getting the other one out of the other truck. So I'm gonna start doing that, and yeah, let's just get into doing that here in a little bit. Well, I just finished cutting the trans tunnel out of the blue manual truck, and as y'all can see, it's loose. I might not be able to pick it up out of here with one hand, but I want to show y'all that I got it cut out. I'm gonna go put it in the white truck, test fit it. Here we are in the white truck. This trans tunnel fits pretty good. See how it fits around the manual four-wheel drive shifter hole? Works pretty good. Now down here, this doesn't quite fit. Like, I can put my hand up underneath of it. Not sure what I'm gonna do about that, but I marked around the edge of this plate and then went in a little ways and made a second mark, and that's where I'm going to cut the white floor out and take it out and then screw this one in. So I think that's what I'll do next. Alright, we're sitting here inside the cab of the white truck. I have screwed down the trans tunnel out of the blue truck, and I put my sealant in between the white and the black and the blue. And so this is all screwed down. It's tight. I put my shifter up through, hooked it to the transmission. See, this right here is where where it was, and I had to trim it right here, trim a square out to be able to put the shifter in, because when you put a Cummins in to run the mechanical fan, you have to slide the engine back around 2.5 inches. So the transmission slid back, so you have to trim your shifter hole. So that's what I did. And now I'm probably going to pull the shifter back off and fill the transmission with fluid and put the shifter on, screw the shifter down, and lay my carpet back in. Alright, I've got the shifter in. I laid the floor back over, and I've got the shifter bolted down. I still need to screw that boot down, but I think I'm gonna put my seat back in now. Alright, I'm sitting in my front seat, and I have shifter in here now. That's way better than the thing up here. Yeah. I need to put fluid in this, and then I need to put my transfer case in, and figure out what I'm going to do for a shifter on that transfer case, because it's an electronically shifted transfer case, and you can convert them to manual, and then the handle would be down here to shift it. But I was thinking I might actually look up how to wire the switch in and just put a turn knob here, not like the factory one, but a turn knob for my 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and 4-low, and just put it right here or something. So yeah, that might be what I do, rather than putting a manual shift here. Alright, I've got some things I want to show y'all on here that I just put on this engine. This right here, this is a fuel line. It goes from the filter to the P pump. The old one, the factory fuel line for this comes out of here, has hard line, and then it turns into braided steel line, and it comes around the back here, comes down through this gap to the port right here. Well, somebody who had this engine before me maybe had problems with it, so they actually took the braided line out and just put a rubber hose in there. Well, that one leaked here on both ends of the rubber lines and down here. So I went on, I got this from CPP Diesel, and it's just a upgrade line. It just uses more hydraulic style fittings and rubber hose for the whole thing. And it's got this port here in the top that you can use for fuel pressure if you want to. And so that's a quick fix, and I got that ready to go. And then down here is this is where the factory Cummins lift pump goes. And I put this here because on a Cummins swap you actually use the factory Ford lift pump, which is down there on the frame rail. And so I took the factory Cummins one off and bought a adapter plate, Keating. Let's see if you can read this. Maybe not. KeatingMachining.com. I got a plate and put that on there, and probably what's gonna happen, what y'all see next in the video, is me and my cousin putting this engine and the transmission in to this truck, and hopefully getting it running. If not, maybe moving around with just the front drive shaft. I want to see if I can do that. But I went to town and got all my fluids, so hopefully we can do that. So let's get into that.
Maybe we got new bolts for flywheel.
Yeah. Well, what we're doing here now is we are putting the adapter plate on the back of the Cummins, and we've already put thread locker on this, and we've got the torque wrench set to 60 pounds, and we're tightening these up. And then professional here is going to help me put the flywheel and the clutch on. And then we already set the transmission onto the truck, so we're gonna put the clutch on and then set this engine in and get it placed with and then we'll work on getting the transmission in and the cross member redone, because of having to slide the engine back to clear the mechanical fan on the Cummins. So let's see. I think all of them are torqued to what they need to be. Yeah, that's all we need to do on the bolts on the bell housing. Okay, we've had some problems with this. We put the flywheel on and putting the clutch on, and you see this bearing here? This bearing we think is for a 7.3 ZF6 manual transmission, and the ZF6 for the 6.0 and the 6.4 have a bigger output shaft, so that this bearing will not work. DCS sent me the wrong one. So I actually ordered some, and they should be here in a couple days. But for now, we're going to work on actually getting this engine fired up. Just run it here and see what it sounds like. So.
Because it started. You don't need to stay on the starter on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it again.
Whoa, hang on.
You can hear that just pull it off.
It's like
Alright, we're back for another piece of this video. This video is taking a long time to make, but I'm here to show y'all something I've been working on. This engine, we tried to start it and didn't have any luck, which y'all saw earlier in this video. And I come to find out somebody had messed with the timing. So I went to Power Driven Diesel, got their kit, I guess you call it, and I put the timing back to factory setting, factory timing. But right here there is a plate on the side of the pump, and this threads into it, and under that cap there's this right here is a tool that stays in the pump. When you're running the engine, this side goes into the pump, but when you're timing, as you can see, that side goes into the pump because there's a little arm that spins down inside the pump to lock the pump so you can retime the engine after you pull the gear off the front of the pump. So I retimed it and went to put this plug back in, cap, and I must have put too much torque on it because it broke off. The housing broke. So I didn't know what to do. Well, I called up the guys at Power Driven Diesel, and they're like, yeah, we can help. And they had one. They pulled off another pump. They sent me another cap. They sent me the seals. They sent me the washers. They sent me the new bolts to hold it on. So I'm gonna get this put on and hopefully button this engine back together. But to get it off, the bottom was a bolt. I think somebody changed this or did something with it at one point. But this right here is like a rivet of some kind or something. So what the guys say to do is cut that head off, pop the plate off, and then take a vice grips and turn the threads out. So what I'm going to do, see if I can turn it out, take it off, put it on, put the new bolts in, put it all back together, and then maybe try to fire it up. There it is. That's the plate that broke. And as you can see, I kind of just cut an angle down into it, cut the bolt about halfway off, took a chisel and a hammer, knocked the head off of it, and pulled right off. So I'm gonna get this one and put it on there, but I probably want two hands to do that. So well, maybe I'll set y'all up on a tripod if I can and let y'all watch that. Well, I didn't know that was supposed to happen, but I guess that's what's supposed to happen. As you can see, oh, that's really close. As you can see, the bolts no longer have heads on them. And that's what the thing I cut off actually looked like. So I guess it's set to a certain torque, and when you got the bolts tight enough, they just break off. Which is alright with me. I won't over tighten it. So now I'm going to get this cap and the copper washer is supposed to go with it and put the tool back in the pump and seal it up. Right, it's 100% installed. Yeah, when I put these bolts in, they got like an automatic torque setting. So when they're tight enough, the heads actually are supposed to break off, which is kind of cool. So the top and bottom are done. I put the tool back in, I put the cap on, didn't over tighten it this time, and so that's all put back together. So maybe we try and start it now soon.